Hello, everyone. Hello, welcome to another interview. And today we've got Peaches.
Yeah, you're right. All right, man.
All right. I was trying to think of other "You're right" slogans from when I was in school, but I can't think
All
of
right,
any.
pet. All right, fam.
You're right, duck.
Wagwan.
Wagwan. Uh, I think Wagwan is meant to be short for like what's going on.
I have no idea. I just know it's like roadman.
Yes, roadmen. Um, there was someone in college that kept calling us all waste men or waste man. I hope that was lovingly calling us waste men.
Oh, you never know here, do you? Because you call everybody everything under the sun, insult wise, and it'll be meant lovingly. But
Yeah,
you sign an email off as regards, and whoo, the world's ending.
I think that's just how Britain works, right? If you want to be nice to someone, you be mean to them, and if you want to be mean to someone, you be nice to them.
Yeah, it's mad, man.
So complicated. But yeah, the number one question on my list is actually, how's your day going?
It's going good. It's actually going really, really good. Better than it was earlier. So we're getting somewhere.
Ah, got some lovely grey clouds out,
Oh, we have, haven't we?
but it is a Friday, so
But it's still warm.
oh, it's I think we learned in geography that if there's lots of heat and then lots of clouds, the clouds like trap in the heat or something.
We need a good storm just to clear it, I think.
Yeah, we need we need a lot of things in the UK. And a good
We
storm
need
as well.
help.
No. Fly audible. Fuck. Hello, Barry. Hello.
Hey up, Bazza. How you doing, Bazza?
Oh,
Fam? Bazza fam?
Basa fam. I'm trying to think of the whole audible. Fly audible and come GCSE geography. Hell yeah.
Fly
Um,
audible and end up somewhere else. Mint.
how does a night in Gilead sound? Over the wall. Um, but yeah. Um, normally this is the part where I talk about what I know about you. Um, and I know that you are Peaches VT, which I assume stands for VTuber.
It just might.
Mm. You are a Virginia possum.
I am indeed.
You have a new model coming very soon. Very, very hyped for
Yeah?
that. You play spooky games, a little bit of Twilight Princess.
Yeah, I play all sorts of stuff really, but like my main thing is horror. I love horror games.
Oh, we'll probably get onto that soon. Um, I think that's it off the top of my head. I probably should have prepared a bit more. But yeah, do you wanna give a quick introduction?
Yeah, sure. My name is Peaches. I am a Virginia opossum from the UK. I live in your local bin. If you smell a kebab, that's mine. Don't touch it. Don't clear it out. Just don't touch it. And
Okay.
I allow you kneecap privileges.
Ah, hello, Daldine. Hello. Um, but yeah, that's pretty good. You've got a nice collection of bins, or is it one bin?
Well, you see, have you ever seen Phineas and Ferb?
Some parts of it, yeah.
All bins are connected, but shh.
Oh, is that like what's it called? Um, I completely forgotten his name now. The Grouch from is it Oscar from Sesame Street? Because
I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
I believe in the movie they gave away that secret. But yeah, if you don't mind, we're gonna rewind time a little bit. We're gonna go back in time, and we're gonna see how did you discover VTubers?
Um, I kind of knew about VTubers, like sort of like very, very surface level. I was like, okay, these people use an anime profile, like person avatar thing. That's really cool. And then, like through my friend group, I sort of discovered Korone, Iron Mouse, and I really liked Iron Mouse. Actually, she seemed really lovely, and I actually liked watching her stuff because I was never a big fan of VTubing as such. Like to start with, I didn't see the appeal in it whatsoever. Like I was like, okay, well, it's cool, but you know, It's all right. It's not something I'm really overexcited about. And Lausian, if people know him, actually was the first person I knew somebody personally who was doing VTubing, and like when I watched her, I was like, oh, she's really cool. I love her design, all this lot. And then Lausian was like, hey, I kind of want to try it too, but would you mind helping me with the social side? Because I'm not very good at like the social media part. I don't really use Twitter. And I'm like, well, you're asking the wrong person because I don't use Twitter either, but we'll try.
Oh no.
And after about 3 days of helping him run his Twitter when he first started, I was like, I really, really like the community. Like, this is kind of cool. This is kind of nice. People seem nice. You know what? I'll give it a go. And I designed Peaches. Like, it was my first ever proper digital drawing.
Oh.
So it was like amateur at best, like if you could even call it that. But I sort of made a design and was like, okay, I'm not really gonna put any money into it. I'm not gonna spend anything on it. This is just a hobby. I don't want it to be any more than that. Whatever I get out of it, I'll put into it. About 7 months later, I've paid for Life 2D, the rigging, animations. So yeah, I originally got into it by Laoshin asking me to help with the social media, and it just went downhill from there.
I think that's how we all end up in VTubing, is
I ended
down
up in
some
the
sort
rabbit
of rabbit
hole.
hole. Yeah. And now you are anime.
Now I am anime girl. Yes.
Yeah, this avatar I believe was made by a certain lizard friend.
Yes, it was. It was Otakage Toka.
Oh.
She's brilliant. I was in the right place at the right time actually, because she did a PNG drop. So I was like, oh, I'll pop mine in. We'll see what happens. And I dropped by her stream, and she was like, is there anybody in Twitch chat that dropped it on Twitter as well? And I was fast enough to put me.
Oh.
I did.
Straight on in there.
I was like, me. She's like, oh, this looks like Peaches. Yes.
Ooh. And now you got a nice model to use before your main model. It's a little cute chibi one.
Yeah, she's cute. She's lovely. It's allowing me to get to grips with using a live 2D before the big event.
Yeah, the orifice or Ouroboros. I can't even say it.
Oh god. When I'm put on the spot, I can't say it either. The Aurora Borealis. Ooh.
I think so.
I think that's right.
Let's try not
the
to think
Simpsons clip.
Oh yeah.
It localized entirely within your kitchen. Can I see it? No.
And banned from seeing the glorious orifice. But yeah, you mentioned Corone, you mentioned Iron Mouse. Would you say they had an inspiration?
Not really, no. I wasn't really inspired by anybody as such. I just like I said to start with, I wasn't really that interested. I was like, okay, this is cool. And Lao did because I know Lao outside of VTubing, obviously. He'd keep putting clips on, and I'm like, yeah, this is cool, but it's not really my thing. And he was like, oh, well, I'd like to try it. I'm like, well, you go for it then. If that's what floats your boat, you go for it. So, like I say, it's not really, I didn't really have an inspiration as such, but I just fell in love with like the community and how nice people actually were. And I was like, I'll give it a try. So, but if there is anybody that like I do look up to at the minute, now that I've started VTubing and now that I'm getting into it, is Cottontail VA. She is so nice, so sweet, and she treats everybody just the way they are. Like, she's so down to earth, so humble, so lovely, and it's really nice to see, because I know sometimes in these like communities where you have a large following, like I'm in the cosplay community outside of VTubing, and I find with a lot of bigger cosplayers, they're quite they start to look down on others. It's not all, but it is some. There's people like that in every community, though, and that's why I like Cottontail, because even though she's got a pretty decent following for herself, like she's doing really well, she's so humble and she's lovely, and that's something I really look up to, because I can't stand, like, the one way to annoy me is, well, the top three to annoy me is hypocrisy, blatant disrespect, and just being stuck up. Like, I can't. It doesn't vibe with me. Like, like Peaches is this whole, I'm not mean, you just think I am, I'm really cruel, but there is a difference between acting rude and just being disrespectful, and I think that's where there is a line that I like to keep.
I like to think us British are good at that line of
Oh,
stinging, but
absolutely.
not with venom, if that makes sense.
I now sign my emails with regards, not kind regards.
How could you? Can't believe you've done
It
this.
is like that at work though. Oh, it's mad. It's like when I'm talking to somebody, I'm like, yep, kind regards. And when they start getting arsey and telling me I can't do my job, I'm like, regards.
As per my last email.
Yeah. As per my last email, idiot. Now I'm just going to take that bit out. As per my last email, sir.
Oh, business emails sound like not fun.
Mate, it ain't.
But since you started streaming, how have you found it, or how did you find streaming in your early days?
Well, I've always wanted, like, for a long time, I've wanted to stream. I did a bit on my cosplay thing where I'd stream me making some cosplay bits. It didn't really go anywhere because my cosplay making is so sporadic. Like, I'll get motivation at like 3 a.m. and I'll be in bed and I'm like, well, can't do anything now. And then I'll have all the time in the world to do it. And I'm like, no, I can't really be bothered. So it's sort of that didn't work. And then I started another project that I'm trying to bring back into to do on the side. And I streamed a little bit of stuff through that, but unfortunately it didn't really go anywhere because I didn't really have the time. I couldn't figure out a schedule or anything. So streaming is something I've wanted to do for the longest time. So when I thought about it with VTuber, I was like, well, the great thing about it is I can sit here in my pajamas, which I'm doing now, literally.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Nobody's gonna see me. I don't have to put like a decent face of makeup on. I don't have to get myself ready. I don't have to like make myself presentable or decent to come on camera. Like I know people, a lot of people stream without a camera, but I prefer to because I feel like there's more of a connection. That you're not just watching something being played, you're watching the person playing it, seeing their reactions and everything like that. And so when I thought about YouTube, and I was like, this is literally perfect for me. Why didn't I actually click this sooner, that I can sit here looking like absolute dirt, slouched in my dining room chair, you know, and still look presentable on screen? Fantastic. Well, as presentable as Peaches can look anyway. That's kind of a slight, discrepancy.
Yeah, a bit more presentable as a possum, I suppose.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's one of the best part of VTubing is just
yeah, I can just be comfy in my own home. Nothing has to look neat or presentable. I'm just comfy as I am, with my blanket, in my pajamas, and I'm happy.
it's the best. Comfy body is comfy stream, I guess. Is
Yes.
But yeah, there's a lot. Do you find any of your previous skills in other factors has helped in streaming?
Well, I guess a little bit because, like in my background, I've come from a background where I want to entertain. So I've always studied performance at school, at college, all that jazz. So everything from that I've kind of carried on with me. So I know how to say, if chat isn't particularly active, I know how to monologue to still keep it interesting. Because you're watching somebody play something. Like some people do like the chill streams where they don't really say much, you just watch the game. But I feel like with VTubing, a lot of it is on the person doing the game.
Yeah.
Like you're watching for that person, maybe not necessarily what they're playing all the time. So it's like I find that my experiences from college and from being on stage is really useful, and it really helps to drive forward everything, because my confidence from being a performer has shot me up so much, because I didn't used to be very confident. Like I'd never dream of like putting myself in front of people, and then all of a sudden I was like, no, I want to do this. Sod it.
Ah. So it helps a lot. So would you
God,
say
yeah.
you weren't that nervous when you started streaming?
Honestly, no, I wasn't nervous. Because like it was like there was like the nerves of oh, I'm doing this for the first time. Wonder how people are going to react. Like, and it was like if any streamer or any person in a community tells you they've never cared about numbers, that is a lie.
Mm.
Everybody has cared about it at some point because it's just a part of human nature. We get self-conscious. We want to make sure we're doing something good and that it's getting seen, and we want people to be proud of us. It's just who we are. So, like, at first I was like, oh, are people going to watch? Am I going to be streaming to nobody? Oh my god, oh my god. And then I just sort of like snapped and went, actually, no, hang on. You're doing this for fun. It doesn't matter. Everybody starts somewhere. It's fine. So it was like the general jitters, but most of it was adrenaline because I have learned to turn nerves into adrenaline from, like I've said, from performing and stuff on stage. So for me, it's sort of like I'm used to that feeling now, so it doesn't really bother me so much because I can turn it into a positive. Because the way I see it, if you don't get nervous or if you don't get some form of adrenaline before you do something, then you have lost passion for that completely.
Mm.
Like if I was going on stage one day and I wasn't really bothered, I was like, oh yeah, just another one. At that point, I should not be doing that anymore. I should not be in that role anymore. Somebody who is passionate about that role and somebody who wants to perform and wow and like make an amazing statement should be the person in that role at that point.
Mm. I can see that. I have a list. I should probably stop looking at the list so much.
I've just seen that Monkey Tube's put about using a dining room chair. My PC setup is literally, my PC is under the dining room table, the keyboard's on the dining room table, the monitor's on the dining room table, so I am literally sat at my dining room table because I haven't moved out yet, and this is literally the only room in the whole house that we have for a PC. Like, even in my bedroom, there is not room for a PC.
Oh no.
So I literally sit here at the dining room table like, hey guys, and I have to crack my hips like every half hour because it's not a comfortable chair. It makes my back hurt. My bum goes numb.
It's a dining room setup.
Oh, why? Oh, why? At least it's close to the fridge.
Ah, yeah. You got plenty of room as well on a dining room table as well.
Yeah, actually, yeah. There's a decent amount of room. It's just getting away from it is kind of the problem sometimes because it's another chair that I have to like kick out of the way.
Ah, okay. But yeah, so it's looking good. How long have you been streaming now? Oh, yeah. How long have you been streaming now, roughly?
Oh, streaming. I know I've been doing I made the account for Twitter in like January, so I've been a V creator for like 7 months now. But streaming, I think I probably started like March time, maybe February actually, because I remember I was a little bit into it when the new Pokemon Snap came out, and I streamed that the night that came out. So probably February, March time was when I started streaming like properly.
So you've got some experience streaming now under your.
Aye, yeah.
What's the term? Under your belt. That's it. Yeah. How have you found it recently? Do you think it's changed much since you started, or mostly the same?
I think it's mostly the same. Like, the only thing that's really changed is I'm more confident in myself as a character now. I still have a little bit of trouble with it, I won't lie, because Peaches is very rude, mean, and like is just nasty to everybody. But I actually struggle to do that.
Oh no.
I don't I don't really when I'm having a good day, I don't really have a mean bone in my body, and most of the time I don't have a mean bone in my body anyway. But so that's something I might talk about later if it comes up in conversation as to why. But for now, it's just I'm not a mean person. I struggle to be mean because I get so guilty if I even say something that sounds like I've said something mean. I'm like, I didn't mean it that way. I'm sorry if it came across that way. I'm so sorry. So it's like with Peaches, it's really, really like hard for me, but it's teaching me about playing a character more, and I like the fact that it's a challenge because if it's not challenging, then I'm not learning anything from it. So I do feel like from where I started to where I am now, I am learning and I am developing and slowly getting more confident and getting better with what I'm doing. But I still have a long way to go. There's always a long journey ahead, but what matters is that I am further now than when I started. So even though there's still a long way to go, I'm still closer than where I was like 6 months ago.
Yeah, and you seem to be doing pretty good from what I've seen.
Thank you.
Playing the spooky games.
Spooks.
Do you think it's hard to find that balance of playing a character but also being comfortable with the character?
I think it depends because, for me, no, because I've made sure that the character is something that I am comfortable doing.
Hmm.
Like a lot of VTubers obviously have a very mature atmosphere about them in a more sort of adult way. That it's something that's probably for me, I'm not 100% comfortable portraying that.
Mm.
Because I don't really have the experience portraying that as such, so I wouldn't make a character that puts me in an uncomfortable position to the public just yet. So for me, I've made sure that my character is something I'm comfortable with and something I'm happy with, because I just feel like I wouldn't really be capable if I felt uncomfortable playing my own character. I feel like that's kind of a complete sort of oh, what's the word?
I can't think of it. I
No,
always
it's fine.
forget
It'll
names.
come to me later. It'll come to me later at like
Yeah.
3 a.m. I'll sit up in bed and scream it. Don't worry.
Right.
It
Tweet
just
it.
doesn't make sense. Yeah, yeah. It just doesn't make sense to me to play something that makes you uncomfortable, because that's not really fun for anybody, especially yourself. And if you're not having fun, your audience ain't going to be having fun.
Definitely. I've also heard that you're going to be playing this character for potentially years, so it has to be something that.
I'd love to. I'd love to keep it going for as long as I can.
Hmm.
Like I don't see an end currently, so we will see. We will see. Like I I'd love to. I'd love to, but then again, I also can't say what the future holds from where I'm sitting now anyway. So it's just
Yeah.
a I'm just the way I see it is I am enjoying it in the moment while I can, and not trying not to think too much about into the future. Just sort of like live as it is in the moment and enjoy it.
Enjoy it now, but plan your next stream.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, of course. So what have you been playing recently?
um, Recently, I last week, this week, I don't know what week it is, man. This week I actually started Silent Hill 3 because I finished Silent Hill 2 a few weeks ago, which has ended up being my favorite Silent Hill game.
Oh,
It used to be Homecoming, it's now Silent Hill 2. Um, but I put a poll up and I was like, do you want to see me play Silent Hill 3, Silent Hill 4, Viva Pinata, or something else, whatever it was, I can't remember now. I think it was Calico.
hmm.
And people voted for Silent Hill 3, so I was like, okay, we'll play Silent Hill 3. So I've started Silent Hill 3. I'm doing Twilight Princess, like the Legend of Zelda game that you've been playing, because
Oh,
it's the best in the series in my opinion. I
it
love it. It's
is
my favorite.
definitely the best.
But there is another game that I'll be starting next week, which is Sonic Adventure 2, because it's a game that I hold really, really close and dear, and it's for a special occasion. So,
Ah,
but I've also played like Viva Pinata, Phasmophobia, Star Fox Adventures, what I still need to finish, but I need another capture card to be able to finish it. So I'm
no.
like, money.
Is your current one broken or something?
The situation I'm in is I only have one monitor.
Hmm.
So like when I had my laptop before that went kaput, and it's still not repaired, but that's a completely different thing. Um, I would use my laptop to hold the streaming software and everything, and then I'd plug my GameCube into a TV monitor that I got and do it that way. But I don't have um, a second monitor to use with this.
Hmm.
So the one that I've got is external, and because it's external, there is a slight. It's only minuscule, but it's a slight delay if I were to play it on this screen or
Hmm.
like watch it through the capture software. But whereas if I have an internal one that goes directly into the PC, it pretty much uh, gets rid of all delay sort of thing. So I need an
Uh,
internal one because it'll be able to capture things better because it'll be able to utilize the PC's power.
yeah.
So it's just a case of getting one of those when I can afford to and when it's appropriate to. Really, like there's no rush. But I was so annoyed because I was one stream off of finishing Star Fox
No.
Adventures. So I'm just gonna come back to it like months later. Like, okay, we're finishing Star Fox Adventures today, guys.
Hopefully you're able to get that soon and you can finish
I
up.
hopefully I'm planning to get it next week and get it delivered so I can finish it up in the coming weeks and I can stop that hanging over my head.
Got this. You got this. Hello, Lam. Welcome. We were just discussing Star
Oh
Fox.
God, it's you. What do you want?
Oh, getting in already. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Um, Yeah, so we've spoken about how you started streaming and what you stream currently. What about the future of streaming? You have any um so you got model plans, we know that.
Yeah. Well,
What
it's my debut next week, so
oh
yeah, I didn't think that's another thing. I didn't think I'd be nervous for it, like whatsoever. Like when I was first planning it, I was like, oh no, it's fine. It's nothing to be nervous about. You just showing off your new model that now you're going to be doing live 2D properly and yada 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 yada. And it got to like a month before, and I was like, oh, I'm debuting in a month. I'm debuting in a month. Oh no, I'm now nervous. So yeah, that's why I'm playing Sonic Adventure 2 next week, because it was the first. The GameCube was the first games console that I had for myself, and then the Sonic Adventure 2 Battle for the GameCube was the first like game that I played on it. And and I'm not kidding when I tell you that I would have put over 700 hours into that game when I was a kid.
wow.
That's on one memory card. That memory card then got lost, and I still get like sad about it.
No.
So there's like, but and I tell you, like I owned it on GameCube. I got a Dreamcast and bought Sonic Adventure 2. I got Sonic Adventure 2 on the PS3. I got the Steam version and I played it on the PS4's PlayStation Now. So literally everything that Sonic Adventure 2 has had a port to or had a version of, I own it.
You are the
It's bad. It's really bad.
top fan of Sonic Adventure 2.
I just love Chow.
It's the best feature of the game. I'm surprised they didn't just make a Chow Garden game.
If we just had a Chow Garden game, I would be so happy.
They could probably just make an app nowadays.
There is like a there's a fan made app that's like the Tiny Chow Garden that was in the Sonic Advance series. That's fan made and it's not bad. It's good. But no, I would love a proper Chow Garden game. Like in VR chat, I've set my home world to somebody that has made the Chow Gardens. So I just sit in the Hero Garden in VR chat with my VR headset on and cry.
There we go. Live the dream. The little Chow.
Living the dream through the tears.
So you're going to be playing Sonic Adventure on your debut stream. Do you have any other plans?
I will. For the debut stream, there is a little special something that's going to be happening. All subs will go to me, as that's how that works. But all donations from the debut stream will be going to a rehabilitation centre for some little individuals. But I can't say anything about it right now. That'll come out properly at the debut. But yeah, all donations will go to a rehabilitation centre for some little angel. So that's already confirmed and sorted out. So yeah, but other than the debut, plans wise, I've got nothing like really, really big planned. Like that's the main thing that I'm kind of focusing on at the minute. And then after that, who knows? We'll just have to see what happens from there. But yeah, that is my biggest plan currently in VTubing, is to get my debut done, have a blast with that, and then just see where it goes.
The world is your trash can after that. You can
do
whatever you want.
Try and get sponsored by Item Label because I'm obsessed with pee-pee.
Well, just now that corporations like to use Twitter, you just gotta make a tweet.
Yeah,
like,
I did at them. I was like, hey, when are you getting this back in stock? Because I need one, and they never responded. I was like, I am sad now.
Oh no.
But no, I'll keep at it.
You just gotta keep going. Wear them down, and you'll win eventually.
I don't know, because the company literally says on their Twitter profile that it's a revenge company, so I have a lot of respect for them already.
Well, even better. So you mentioned before that you designed your I guess outfit and just general design. How did that go?
When I was designing her, the only words I had in my head were trash, scruffy, and punk. That was it. So, what I really like about Peaches is what I really like about her design is when I started designing her, she had like curtain bangs, so like her fringe was just to the sides, and it was like split down the middle and pushed to the sides. every artist that has drawn Peaches since that point has added more and more bangs down the middle in this little like swishy section. So it's like that's been really nice just to see how she's evolved through the eyes of other artists.
Ah.
Like even though like she is my character, obviously, I do like to let the artists interpret her how they want to interpret her because everybody sees things differently, and I think it's really good to have like there's obviously the creative control when they are your character, but that artist also deserves to have some creative control because it is their art piece that they are creating.
Mm.
So I when I first designed her, she's quite stocky sort of thing, but that's probably just the way I drew her because, like I said, it was my first digital drawing. It's not the best, but it did for the time being just to show what she looked like, and then I
Mm.
managed to get some proper art done. But yeah, so seeing her develop through each artist's eyes has been a really amazing little thing because it like and everybody's style is so different and it just makes me
Oh
really
yeah.
really happy to see people doing her the way they think that she should be done, and it's really really cool, and I actually love the way that she's turned out and the way that she's developed, and I couldn't love her more, honestly.
Becoming more powerful with more hair every time.
Yeah, honestly, her hair is like even like just if we're not talking about the little bangs, but her hair has become more like unkempt, more fluffy, more just wild. She's been drawn, and I'm like, yes, more. Soon you won't even be able to see her face.
You'll become like cousin It.
Yeah,
Uh,
literally, couldn't it?
just get some sunglasses on. Hello, shoes. Welcome. Yes, interview time.
I up shoes.
So I need to ask. You do have some rather foul language on your top.
I do.
What inspired that? What was that decision?
I looked at her and thought, I need to. I was like, what could she wear? Because I had like the idea of like the ripped up shirt, the skirt having rips in it. Well, the skirt actually came later. I did the top half first, and then decided on the bottom half later. But
Mm.
it's like I sort of like looked at it and thought, okay, it's a ripped up shirt, looks really really cool, but it needs something on it. Would it be cool? And I was like, the phrase bitch fit just sort of came to mind because when you throw a bitch fit, then so I thought
Ah.
that'd be funny actually. That'd describe her pretty good of just having a bitch fit. So I wrote bitch fit on the thing, sort of like changed the way it looked a bit, and then thought, oh, the little like I thought I need something to space, like to just fill in this little space here. So I did like the little heart and then put the crack down it, like the heart's
Oh.
like cracked into, and it kind of just I just thought bitch fit is the best way to describe the way that she looks and the way that she is. And then it sort of like as it went down, there was like the ripped skirt, and I was like, well, would she wear tights? Would she wear this? Would she wear that? And then I ended up deciding on like she'd wear like thigh high socks, and then another pair of socks further down, one pulled up higher than the other because like people say that Virginia possums look like little homeless people because they look like they're wearing gloves, and I
Oh
was
yeah.
like, I kind of want to give this like idea that she's just really scruffy and like she's got one sock pulled over like higher than the other. She's wearing two pairs of socks. She looks just like this little punk thing that if you come within 3 meters of it, it is gonna like gouge your eyes out. You know, standard stuff when you're designing a VTuber.
Mm. It's
I
pretty
just
good.
knew like I just knew when I first like came up with the idea of it that I wanted to be this gremlin thing, and it was actually Lausian that gave me the idea for the name of Peaches because I was like, oh yeah, like this is what I want, and he's like, oh, how about Peaches? And I was like, that's a really good idea because you think if somebody says, oh, this is Peaches, you think, oh, Peaches, that's a lovely name, and then she just comes out and you're like, oh dear God.
Can it might not be the freshest peach.
Nah,
But
it's like the juxtaposition of it that really is what makes me
yeah, it's
makes
pretty
me
good.
love it so much.
It's a very good design. Um,
Yes, thank you, Lausian.
you find you mentioned before that you did cosplay. Do you think sort of doing outfits for cosplay helped in your design at all?
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. Because like, I know how to make like certain things. Like the one thing that always stumps me though is sleeves. I
Mm.
don't know how to sew. Like I can make the sleeves, but I can never get it right attaching them to the top. So I was like, I want something that like if I ever made it, like this is what I always think of now. It's like if I ever design something and I ever want to make it, I need to make it simple enough for me to do it. So that's why I was
Ah.
like, okay, the sleeves are kind of just kind of haphazard anyway, so that's fine. But yeah, like I like for all the outfits that I've looked at, and like I draw the outfits up and like in different pieces from different angles, sort of thing. So I'd like look at the character and draw the bits of the outfit individually, so I could see like each thing and be like, okay, this is how I need to make this, and this is how this will look, and this is like yada yada yada. So when I was like designing it, I was like, okay, we can have like dynamics with layers. So we have the skirt over the shorts, we have the undershirt and the overshirt, and we can have like the socks with another pair of socks on top, one higher than the other. And it was all sort of like, what if I look at a character, I want to be able to say, okay, that is that character. I can tell because of this. It's like every character, it's like Link in Legend of Zelda, the green, the tunic. That is instantly recognizable. Or it'd be like with Mario, with his, well, he started out like blue and red one way around and ended up being red and blue the other way around. But Mario, the moment you see red with blue overalls, you know that's Mario. It's instantly recognizable. It's in your brain. So I wanted something with Peaches. The moment that people see a t-shirt with the word bitch fit on, they know that's Peaches.
It's future merchandise. The
I
bitch
mean,
fit shirt.
I'd love to. I've been given the idea of having a Peaches plush as well, which I would like to work on if I ever get the ability to.
I look forward to that in the future.
Yeah.
So the question I've asked all my guests that do cosplay is obviously, would you ever cosplay your character?
Yeah, I am working actually on it. There is some stuff on Twitter of what I've done so far. But like an idiot, and I never learn. I started doing the wig, and it's currently 2 wigs. One's the base, and then I've gotten another of the same wig, ripped it apart, taken all the wefts out, and sewn more wefts into it to make it thicker. What I should have done first was trim the fringe and trim the bangs and stuff, because I've done that. It now looks absolutely atrocious, so I've got to get another wig, take all the wefts out of this one. Oh my god, it was the worst thing I've ever done. It was a stupid decision, and I should have known, because I've been cosplaying since 2012. I should have known, do the bangs first, because at least then if you don't like it, you can try it on the other one and it's fine. But no, I didn't listen to myself, and now we're in this position. So yes, I absolutely would cosplay her. I am working on it, but it's going to be a while until I can get another wig, so it will just happen when it happens. But no, it is happening. It is in the works.
It's the hair. It's too powerful. It's hard to emulate.
It is. Yeah, I'm trying to make it really thick, but the problem with making it really thick is that a synthetic wig, wefts will get staticky, and they will start to mat and tangle. So I'm gonna try and spray it as much with like mane and tail that they use for horses to stop the tails from tangling and matting. So that's gonna be like slicked through that, and it is a lace front. So I've fell in love with lace front wigs as well. So I have a lot of wig experience, so I'm just really disappointed in myself for not listening to myself when I first did it.
You got this. You can do it. I believe in you.
I'm looking at it. It's literally sat next to the sofa now, and I'm looking at it, and I'm just like, oh my god, no.
One day you will have a wig fit enough for Peaches.
Yeah, one day I'll have a wig I'm happy with, like in general, because wig styling isn't my strong front. It never has been. I have a lot to learn with wig styling, but I'm trying. And every time I style a wig, I learn something new. I've learned exactly what not to do when styling bangs, like in this style as well, because and this is what I like about it, is that every time you do something wrong, it's never actually a waste because you've learned something from it.
Experience is the best.
Yeah,
teacher.
I don't see it as a waste, and plus I can get all the wefts out of this and put 3 wigs together now, so even more fluffy. And weighing my head down, and I'll be walking around with like my chin up to the ceiling because I can't even bring my head forwards to look at things.
Oh no. Is that going to become a feature of Peaches?
I hope not.
The second question I ask is, if you had to cosplay another VTuber, who would it be?
Oh god,
You can't say Barry.
Bazza.
It's too obvious. Too obvious.
I have made a really lovely friend through VTubing actually, called Ferret Thief, Callie. I love her design. It's nice and simple, but it's still quite like lovely, and I'd love to do that because I feel like it'd be nice and chill, and it'd be actually doable. But if I was actually to sit here and go, okay, looking at all these VTubers, all this extravagant stuff, if I could make anything and have the skill set to make anything, I'd be overwhelmed.
Mm.
Like thinking about it now, like there's so many VTubers that I know of that are coming to mind. And I'm like, oh my god, what would I do?
So many
But I think
choices.
one that I'd actually really like to do, thinking about it, is Mako. She's a shark, and her design's
Ah,
really, really cool and really, really cute. So,
I think I've heard of her. Yeah, a lot of sharks out there in the
yeah,
VTuber ocean.
I love shark VTubers. They're so cool.
Then we got the classic. I've completely forgotten her name now. Gura. There we go.
Ah,
Uh,
yes, Gora.
the leader of the shark tubers, probably.
She is so
I
cute.
imagine. Yeah, I've heard someone talk about her and saying she, like, a lot of VTubers have different appeals of
Mm.
like content, and like her content is just her being cute. Um, I'm not like an entertainment expert, so I can't confirm or deny that.
I like the blasphemy here. I don't really watch like Hollow Live a lot,
Mm,
and I don't really watch Shoujo a lot either. Like I'm not a big like consumer of like corporate group VTuber things.
Corpo tubers.
Like yeah, so like I know of the characters and I know of their designs, but I don't actively sit there and watch them.
Mm,
Like I'd have to be really in the mood if I wanted to sit and watch them. But it's not something I really do.
yeah, I think it's quite hard to watch rather large streamers.
Yeah, I like to sit and watch like I've discovered a lot of VTubers just through going on Twitch and seeing who's in my recommended, and like
Mm,
I'll actually sit and watch them because like it's nice to find somebody new and it's nice to support somebody new, and I kind of like giving back to a community by supporting those that are not like represented by a big company, because at the end of the day, they've got what they need. They've got their fan base. Because if that company's got a fan base, they're going to end up with a fan base as well. And that's not me trying to discredit like corporate like group VTubers in any way,
mm,
shape, or form. Because you've got to work bloody hard to get into Hollow and VShojo and whatever. It's not something that you're just handed on a silver platter. You have got to work bloody hard to get there. So I would never say it in any sort of like just discrediting way. But
Greetings,
I
champion.
also really I would rather support those starting out and those newer ones and just take them under my wing and be like a mama bear to them. Because
ah,
that's how I am in like even in the cosplay community. Like there's one convention that I go to and they literally call me the mother of that convention. I have
ah,
not really any like affiliation properly with that convention. I just go to it a lot, and
mm.
like all the younger ones know me at that convention, so they're like, oh, you're the mother of this, you're the mother of this, and they come to me if they've got a problem, and I'm like, okay, I don't actually work here, but what's wrong? And then I'll go and take that to the staff.
Ah.
So it's a trait I've always had. I always end up being like this motherly figure to anybody in a community, so that's what I like to try and keep going.
Help all the baby tubers to
Yes, help all the younguns, the fresh meat, the babies.
it's one of the best things about the VTuber community is it's a lot more tight knit.
It is, it is.
I don't know how what some people call the flesh tubers or the webcammers. It seems a bit more. It's a lot less community, it seems, with those people. But VTubers, they all seem to be
Yeah, I
a
think it's
nice.
because with like normal streaming, it's a lot broader. It's like with the cosplay community, like um, with cosplay, it's sort of like everybody has their own little community in their own country, sort of thing. So like the English
Mm,
cosplay, like the British cosplay community, everybody seems to know certain people for better or for worse. Uh, yeah, um, but it's like with VTubing, it's all one genuine interest. Like with cosplay, you get like Western media cosplayers, you get like Japanese anime, manga sort of things. You get video game cosplayers, stuff like that. There's all different little sort of like pockets in the community of these different kinds of cosplayers. When you're a VTuber, you're a VTuber. It's
mm,
even if you play different games, you fall into the category of this person is using a avatar that they like, that may be fantasy, may be accurate. Like I know some VTubers that their VTuber model is literally just themselves. And you know what? That's
yeah.
great. But then they still class as a VTuber because we don't really have little pockets as such. And I like the fact that we don't have pockets, because the best way which is probably bad wording because it's technically the worst way, really, but the best way to segregate a community is to make communities within that community.
Yeah.
And that ain't the way to go about it, I don't think, really. I think we should all like appreciate and sort of like celebrate the fact that we are VTubers, not whether we are, fantasy VTubers or realistic VTubers or slime VTubers. Like, it's great because everybody's so different, but everybody still comes together as a VTuber. And I think that's what I love about the community. There's no little pockets, there's no cliques, there's no. We're all in it together and we all stand together. Yeah, niche within niche within niche. Exactly. Exactly. That is exactly what I mean. And it's not needed. Like, you don't want to make a community or group of people any smaller than it already is.
Yeah.
So that's part of the problem with the cosplay community. Actually, is a lot of cosplay sort of like groups sort of like bully others, and it's like at the end of the day, we're all dorks in a costume. We all get bullied anyway. Why are you starting bullying each other? Pack it in.
Yeah. I'm a bit worried that because VTubing is still fairly new. I'm worried as it gets bigger, it might just naturally break into groups.
Honestly, it is an inevitability. There's a good chance it's going to happen, and unfortunately, there's nothing we can really do about that. But that's why I say, like I said earlier, like not thinking about the future, living in what it is now, living in the present of it. It's brilliant. Things change over time. It might change to have more little pockets or whatever, and unfortunately, that's just how things go. It's what it is. But as long as we still make the most of it and we still hold its values of what we believe in, we'll be fine.
I think it should be good. Yeah. The future of VTubing is unknown, but very exciting at the same time.
It is quite morbid, but like the only certainty in anything in life is death. And I think but that it's true. So it's like anything you do in life is going to be uncertain. Where you work, what you do, your hobbies, everything contains uncertainty. And I think that's something we need to like learn from and realize and to not be afraid of it. Memento mori, exactly.
It's just gotta do it. Can't do nothing.
It is what it is. There's no point like getting upset about it or letting it, like, obviously it's easier said than done, like, oh, don't let it get you, don't let it bother you, but unfortunately it is one of those things, and we're just going to have to sit there and realize that things change, and we can either appreciate and accept that change and work with that change, or if you want to fight that change, you fight that change. But as long as you are happy in what you're doing, and rather than sitting there moping, you're doing something about it, then go for it.
Definitely. Just gotta keep on going.
I'm sorry, I'm really opinionated with this sort of stuff.
That's why we're here, to talk about stuff. But you've spoken a lot about cosplay. You have a lot of experience with cosplay.
I do.
What are some of your favorite costumes that you wore?
Most of the ones I've done are actually from Legend of Zelda. I've done. Oh God, here we go. I've done. I think my first Zelda cosplay was actually Midna. I did Imp Midna back in 2014, and then my next one after that. Oh God, the suit for that! I wore a white like Zentai skin suit, and we spray painted the black on and the blue on. And when I tell you that thing bled, and then we had to cover some bits with acrylic paint, and oh my God, the whole thing stunk. And we used like puff paint for like the blue bits and the greeny bits, and oh my God, it was brilliant for what it was at the time. Like, I loved it, and I have really good memories with it. So she was first, and then I did my first version of Navi. After that, I think it was True Form Midna, which we learned from the first time. We got a suit that wasn't like lycra. It was still like spandex, but it wasn't lycra. It was cotton spandex. The paint took a lot better to that one. Still had to touch it up in places, is what it is. So that was like in 2016. 2017, I did my next version of Navi. 2018, I did my third version of Midna, which was my second version of Imp Midna, and we actually stitched the suit. So we made the suit entirely from scratch. So what we did was we wrapped me up in cling film first, and then wrapped me up in parcel tape and drew like the Midna patterns on and everything. Cut me out
Ah.
of it. So this pattern was my size. It was what we needed, and we made it from scratch there, which went really, really, really well. And I love it. I'll have to post a picture of it on Twitter at some point. And then my most recent Zelda cosplay was actually Agatha. She is my favorite NPC in all of Zelda. I love her so much. So I made
The
like
bug lady.
the skirt like was made, and this is what I like to say in cosplay as well. Like whatever materials you use, it can be really expensive or it can be really cheap, and it can still look amazing because it was literally curtain cloths that we made this costume out of. And that's what I like about it. It's that you can make something out of anything. It doesn't have to be the very best fabrics. If you can't afford the very best fabrics, they don't have to be. That doesn't make you any less of a cosplayer than what anybody else is. And it's the same with like buying your costumes. Whether you buy or make your costume, at the end of the day, you're a cosplayer. If you wear a costume, there you go. You don't have to make it. You can buy it or you can make it. It's whatever you want to do with it. So it's like most of my cosplays are Zelda. I need to remake True Form Midna. By stitching the suit and making the cape better because it's frayed, bless it. But the one I'm currently working on is actually Purah from Breath of the Wild.
Ah. It's a lot of Zelda.
Oh yeah, God yeah, it's like one of the most influential things.
Thank you for the follow, Anne. I can't pronounce anyone's name, so I apologize.
Animoian?
Animoian Arts? Yeah,
Maybe?
thank you. Thank you for the host program. Welcome. Yeah, do you have any future plans other than yourself, of course, for cosplay?
There's Pura that I'm working on. Like I say, I want to remake True Form Midna, Twilight Midna. I am in the process of doing KDA All Out Ari from League of Legends. I need to remake the ears and make the tail. What else is that? I'm redoing Nezuko from Demon Slayer. I have so many plans. It's unreal. I literally have like the Cost Planner app, and the amount I want to do to Carl from Sonic, and there's so many that I want to do, and I just sit there and I'm like, well, I need to pick one.
And stick to it.
Yeah, that's the problem. I have a really big issue with starting something and never finishing it because I'm like, oh, I want to do this one now, and then we end up doing another one, and then I get halfway through it, I'm like, oh, I want to do this one now, and it just doesn't stop.
So many costumes, not enough time, not enough conventions either.
Literally, I get so hyper fixated on a character, and it's like, all of my time's going to go into this now. Oh, a new one. Oh.
So many characters too, as well, just in general.
Yeah, man.
It's hard to choose. I remember I was gonna do the Yeti from Twilight Princess.
Oh my god, if you actually do it, because if you come to a convention, I will do Yetta. I really want to cosplay Yetta. This is another one that's now on my list as well.
Ah.
So if you do, I will absolutely cosplay Yetta with you.
I would, but it has to be in the winter. I'm not wearing a whole bunch of fluff in the summer.
I mean, MCM Birmingham exists, and that's in November, so.
Yeah, that's pretty close for me. It's like one train journey.
Oh, nice. Yeah, Birmingham's like a hour and a half sort of car drive for us, so it's not too bad to get to either.
It's pretty central as well. Perfect cosplay match. Yeah.
Yeah, myself, like Laoshin always cosplays Legend of Zelda with me, so he'd be there willing to do it as well. He'd probably do Twilight Princess Link because we want to remake his magic armor Link.
Yeah.
Because that was our first time properly working with foam to make armor. Like myself and Laoshin, the way we do it is I do all the fabric bits, and he does like all like majority of the foam bits. Like I help glue it together and stuff, but he does a lot of like the molding and the cutting and stuff because I cannot be trusted with scissors or an X-Acto knife. I cannot. It doesn't happen. Don't let me.
Okay.
So yeah, a lot of the time he focuses on the props and I focus on the fabric bits, and we work really well as a team with that. So
good team.
Yes.
I'm trying to think of if there's any other. There is definitely MCM, because they've started opening up the country now. We're no longer in lockdown.
Yes, yeah. I'm actually going to MCM at the end of the year, providing things are still safe too. At the end of the day, yeah, I've got my ticket sorted for that, so I'll be there. But no, there's also there's JCon, there's Yorkshire Cosplay Con, all sorts.
there is one called Stoke-on-Trent, which is an amazing
Stoke-on-Trent,
name.
yeah, that's the yeah. There's MCon in Nottingham. There's loads of them. There's more and more popping up. There's a new one called CoCoroCon coming to Nottingham in 2022. But I didn't get tickets for it because there was rumours that it was affiliated with a certain convention runner that. So I didn't get any tickets for it because I wanted to wait and see, like, because I don't want to support a certain convention company, like, so you know.
Exists in town on the River Trent. Yes.
On the River Trent. Don't start, Lau. Please don't start. Stoke-on-Trent. Stoke-on-Trent.
I try not to think about Stoke-on-Trent.
I think it's kind of like that, like in general, like with Birmingham as well. A lot of people try not to think about Birmingham.
Well, without doxing myself too much, Birmingham is my local big city. So, like, if I want to go to like a big city, like Birmingham is the main option. Unless I travel
mine
like
is
2 hours.
Mine's Nottingham. If I wanted to go to a big one, so
yeah, there's a lot of cities around. I guess that's a good thing about Britain is that unlike America, we're a lot more condensed. So that you have options when it comes to
you can travel from one end of Britain to the other within sort of. It wouldn't take you like a week.
Yeah.
Where like in Britain you could drive like 3 hours and you'd end up in a different place, whereas in America you could drive 3 hours and still be in the same state.
Oh yeah. I try not to think about the size of America because it blows my mind.
Overwhelming.
Do you guys have music that you both like? I don't know. We haven't really discussed what sort of music do you like.
No, well, we've both established that we like video game music, haven't we?
Definitely. It's the best form of music.
Yeah, like Silent Hill is one of my favorite games for music because of the people that work on it, behind it and stuff. Legend of Zelda music's absolutely fantastic. Koji Kondo is an amazing composer. It's just like Silent Hill, Zelda. I love Pokemon music as well. So
Nintendo seems to have a good track record of music in their games.
Yeah,
to be honest.
Definitely.
You could pick almost any Nintendo game and it's going to have some bangers in there.
Absolutely.
Been using. Have you heard about the meta of playing Dark Souls with Nintendo music? It's a top meta.
I haven't. I've not, and I don't know if I want to.
Understandable.
No, Dark Souls. I'm not very good at Dark Souls.
Don't worry. I had to quit streaming Dark Souls because I got too tilted.
Oh my god! Like I honestly, that doesn't surprise me. Like Lausian streams, he was streaming Bloodborne a bit, and like he's doing Dark Souls, Souls of Cinders mod. And,
you gotta have some dedication, and you gotta wait. I have a Sekiro. I'm all over Sekiro.
Sekiro. Oh yeah. Woo man. Woo. Woo. He's like the only thing I know really from Sekiro when he like flies down on his little parachute thing or whatever it is that he's strapped to himself.
I hated that so much when I first played.
We love Woo Man.
Not to toot my horn too much, but in one of my recent streams, I beat the final boss of Sekiro with the demon bell on. It's my highlight recently.
Whatever that means, I'm proud of you. I assume the demon bell makes it harder.
I think so. Yeah, I haven't actually looked into what it does. I think it gives them like extra damage or whatever.
Yeah, makes sense.
But yeah, what do you usually play when you're not streaming? Because I find some streamers have a big difference in what they play to stream and what they play off of stream.
I couldn't stream and play something at the same time, like personally, because I would get so bored of doing one thing on stream or doing one thing in person and then having to do it again the other way around.
Yeah.
So I never stream what I'm playing at the same time. So what I play sort of outside of streaming, unless it's something like Phasmophobia, because that's not really that story driven. I play a lot of League of Legends off stream. Minecraft. I would like to play Minecraft on stream at some point, but I do just if I just want to sit and chill, I play a bit of Minecraft. So yes, I am unfortunately a League scum. I do play League of Legends, and I'm sorry.
It's okay, don't worry. We all play. We all play games.
Something that But yeah, so sort of like the sort of things I'll play out stream, probably like Pokemon, whatever's not like I probably won't stream Shining Pearl when it comes out because I'll want to play that for myself properly. Same with Legends Arceus. So it's something I'll usually play something that I've already played, or at least know what I'm doing with. So like Silent Hill 2, I knew the story, hadn't played it all through for myself. So, but yeah, I'd never play what I'm playing privately on stream because I couldn't deal with the ball ache of doing things twice. So yeah, on stream, like the games that I play on stream are all games that I enjoy anyway. So it's yeah, I just play what I feel like really.
Sounds it's pretty good, pretty good. Are there any games coming out you're excited for other than Shining Pearl?
Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, Legends Arceus. I'm really excited for Breath of the Wild 2.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was really excited for the HD Skyward Sword to come out as well. Haven't got it yet, but Skyward Sword's one of my favourite Zelda games too. I really enjoyed it. But no, like my biggest ones that I'm excited for are the Pokemon remakes, Legends Arceus, and Breath of the Wild 2. They're sort of like my main things I'm excited for at the minute.
All the good stuff coming out soon, hopefully. Dying Light 2. That's the zombie running game. Wasn't that announced like 5 years ago?
That's the Dead Island was the one that got announced multiple times, and then we still don't know what's happening with it. I think it's been like 8 years.
One day it will come out.
Yeah, but Dying Light was very sort of like Dead Islandy as well, and it sort of took the limelight from it quite a bit because Dying Light was good, and Dying Light 2, I have no doubt will be good as well. I would like to play it, but I did prefer Dead Island over Dying Light.
Yeah, it was a bit more. I
don't really know why. I just did like the atmosphere, like obviously it's a zombie game. It's kind of very similar, but I really liked the visuals in the area that you were in because I was like, oh wow, I'm in this really nice place and there's an ocean and there's sand, so it appeals to me more aesthetically.
Beach time zombies.
Yeah, like in the first one, like when they first released Dead Island, you could drown them.
Oh.
And then when they did like Dead Island Riptide and remade it slightly, they took away that mechanic, and I was like, God damn it.
What? That's really good. My backstory. No worries. That's what we're here for. Is backstory, questions, secrets, all that stuff. I'm trying to think of what I actually know about Dying Light. I did play Dead Island 1. I played it by myself because my friends have already had a full party, so I had to play. But I think it helped in a bit because it made it more of a horror game as opposed to just a bonking zombies game.
You can take it at your own pace as well, then.
Yeah, I think I beat the game and they didn't, so joke's on them, I suppose. But yeah, Dying Light, I think I started playing Dying Light 1. That's like the Mirror's Edge with zombies, I think. If I remember correctly.
It's like zombies, but parkour zombies.
Yeah. We don't really have that many zombie games. Actually, no, we have loads of zombie games. What am I talking about?
But not many sort of like that, though.
Yeah, like open world zombie games.
I just used to love caving their heads in with planks of wood. That'd be my stress reliever.
Yeah, that's the best part. I don't like it when they add like levels and health to the zombies. I like just if you hit the head, they're dead, as opposed to some games like, oh, your stick is not high enough level, so you don't kill them.
Yeah, I used to like in Dead Island with the thugs, like the big guys that used to swing their arms at you. If you break both their arms and they just go, and they're just like their arms are just flailing. They don't do any damage because they're broken, and it is just so funny to watch them flail these broken arms about.
They're trying their hardest.
They're doing their best, and we appreciate
that. Yeah. What genres of games do you like? Is a question from Bandit.
Horror.
Oh.
Yeah, I like RPGs like Zelda, stuff like that. Horror games. Those are kind of my main ones. Like, I've never been a big fan of Mario. I think the only sort of platformy like games were Little Big Planet. I really liked Little Big Planet. Obviously, there's Sonic as well, and then that had its transition into 3D, which I really enjoyed because the adventure games were good. And I won't listen to anybody else otherwise.
the good times of Sonic.
Yeah, like the adventure games were brilliant, but yeah. So things like Silent Hill, Sonic Adventure 2, Legend of Zelda, those are my kind of games. Little Big Planet, things like that.
Mm. Should work more on them, but what do they even make for Sonic now? It's like
Well, there's this new Sonic game that's been teased, isn't there, as well? Sonic Rangers.
yeah.
That they accidentally leaked because you know how people data mine things? They they actually named the picture files by the name of the game. They didn't like make it something like cryptic. They literally named it Sonic Rangers like title screen. Sonic Rangers this, Sonic Rangers that, and it's like, well, Sega, fam.
But it was all rigged. That they knew it would be data mined.
Yeah, but Sega, come on, guys.
Yeah, they've been a bit weird. What genres do I like? Mostly either strategy, RTS, adventure, RPG. Although I haven't played that much off streaming since started streaming. It's too much. Don't have much time. I tried Humankind recently, but it has a turn limit, and that really annoyed me. So hopefully they're gonna get rid of that. RTS, yeah, like Total War, mostly. But yeah, there's a lot of games, and every VTuber has some sort of connection to anime or manga. What's yours? You were a big fan?
I used to be absolutely anime bonkers. Like honestly, like I don't watch it so much now. Like I used to cosplay anime, like purely anime, and then it turned to video games. But some of my top anime, my favorite is The Grey Man.
Grey Man?
The Grey Man. That's really really good. I really enjoyed that. It's not like mega long, but it's long enough. I really like Angel Beats, Tokyo Mew Mew, Clanad. I became really partial to Demon Slayer. I really enjoyed Demon Slayer because I didn't watch anime for a while because there was nothing that really interested me. And then like Lyshin was like, "Hey, do you want to try this Demon Slayer thing?" And I was like, "Oh no, yeah, can do." And like, I watched like the first couple of episodes and I wasn't really too interested. And then like our friend group was like, "Hey, yeah, we're probably going to cosplay Demon Slayer and you'd suit this character." I'm like, "Oh, okay then." And then so I watched it and I was like, "Yeah, I really like this."
Some good stuff. Anime, I think, especially in the past decade, has got really popular. So there is a lot to look through to find stuff. But when you find good stuff, it's really good. Which doesn't make sense, that sentence, so that I think about it.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I know what you're trying to say.
Bandits. The weird questions are okay, as long as they're not TOS, of course. Also, welcome Una. I don't stink, do I? I'm hoping Peaches doesn't stink. That was the requirement.
Oh, I do.
Oh, okay. Well, luckily I can't smell you through the crystal ball.
I live in a bin, man. Come on.
Is it like a trash can, or we call it like a wheelie bin, or is it more like a dumpster?
It depends where. Like some dumpsters outside of restaurants, but I usually just live in like a general bin. But I currently reside outside of Laoshin's Inn, so I just like sneak in, smash his windows, and then sneak out.
That's one way to do it. Raccoon, thank you, Una. Thank you. You noticed. Are raccoons and possums related? I don't know. I don't think so, right?
Not that I'm aware of, because I mean, I don't really.
I don't think they're directly related.
No. Do raccoons have a pouch?
Don't believe so.
Then they're not marsupials, so nah, they're not like directly related then.
I like that meme of choose your starter Pokemon, and it's a possum, a skunk, and a raccoon.
Oh, the three of my favourite animals.
There you go. Which one would you pick as your starter Pokemon?
Possum.
Oh, of course. Yeah, I don't know why I asked that. Simple question. I don't know if we want to talk about erotic novels.
I
Probably.
haven't played any that are that genre.
There we go. There's an answer to your question. Which one has more hand coordination? I imagine the raccoon, but I might be
Yeah, I think
biased.
raccoons. No, I think raccoons do have slightly better. Like raccoons and possums are pretty good with their hands. Possums also use their tail to carry stuff. Like they hang from trees when they're babies, but as they get older, they can't support their own weight anymore, so they can't do it.
Oh, no.
But they do use their tail to gather nesting stuff, and that's why a lot of the time, if a possum doesn't have a tail, it won't survive in the wild because it needs its
Oh, no.
tail to gather nesting things. So I think raccoons are more able to utilize all of their legs because I like raccoons obviously can hold things in their hands and run off, whereas possums kind of rely on the tails. So
Different skills for different things.
yeah, I would say raccoons are more useful with the hands.
Is it bad that I didn't learn about possums until the Over the Hedge movie?
Yeah, I knew like of possums like in general, and then one day I saw a picture of an opossum on Facebook at some point, and I was like, oh, that's really cute. And then it went from oh, that's really cute to I would literally give my life for you.
There you go. Favorite animal acquired.
Yes.
They're also immune to some disease. I can't remember which one.
Yeah, rabies.
Ah.
Yeah, they are immune to rabies. They are also I'm not sure if it's complete immunity, but they are also severely less affected or immune to rattlesnake venom.
Ah.
So that's a cool fact.
Pretty good. You guys know a lot of raccoon and possum animals? Do you mean like individual animals or like types? Because I'm not sure if are there different types of possums.
Well, this is a common question as well. Possums and opossums are actually two different animals.
Ah.
They're both marsupials, but possums are from Australia, whereas you get opossums in America sort of areas like North America, South America, yada yada yada. So, but the
Ah.
opossums are called possums for short. They are possums, but they're technically opossums. So, possums are native to Australia, and opossums are native to around America.
I see. It's pretty good. I was gonna bring up some facts, but I forgot to research because I was too hyped about this VTuber forum, not forum. What's it called? Anyway, trying to catch up chat. Are possums and rats related? Probably not. I mean, they're both mammals, but
Yeah,
I
well, a
guess.
lot of people mistake possums for being rodents, but because they have a pouch, that makes them a marsupial, closer related to a kangaroo than a rat. Because obviously, with rats being rodents, possums are marsupials because they have the little pouch.
Like kangaroos.
Yeah,
Most.
so they are more closer related to kangaroos than they are to rats and other rodents.
Ah, it's all connected. It's all coming together.
Unfortunately, no, we don't have other letter possums. It's just opossums and possums.
No bee possums. I guess you're a V possum.
I am
virtual.
a V. Yeah, I'm a V possum. Oh, that's cool, actually.
Kangaroos are
Okay,
just
that's
big
cool.
rude. Are they more related? I'm not sure. I'm not a. What's an animal scientist called? A zoologist. So.
But kangaroos aren't big rodents because they're marsupials. Rodents and marsupials are two different classifications of animal. What if a rat wears trousers with pockets? I mean, yeah, he can be whatever he wants to be.
Yeah. Pockets, very important. The main question I ask everyone, I completely forgot to ask. So if you're stuck on a desert island, you're allowed to take one games console with you. You are supplied with electricity and a monitor. What would you take? And you can't take PC before you say that.
I'd take my GameCube.
Could you live for a long time off your GameCube collection?
Oh yeah, because I have Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, I have Sonic Adventure DX, I have Twilight Princess for the GameCube. Um,
Ah,
there's Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg, um, Pokemon Colosseum, Pokemon XD, and technically, the GameCube, if you have the right accessory, can play Game Boy Pokemon games on the big screen. So I can technically get away with playing two kinds of games on one
ah,
console.
very
So
smart, very smart.
yes, yes. It's kind of like what the DS did with DS games and Game Boy games, but that was built in. But with the GameCube, you had to have a extension thing that you could buy that had slot
Mm.
into the bottom of it, and then you could put a game in. And the way I found out about that actually was when I got Fire Red for the Game Boy Advance
Ah,
SP, and it was like, plug this in to play on here. I'm like, you what? And I didn't realize it was like an extension because I was still quite young. I wasn't even a teenager at that point, so I was like,
ah.
where do I put this in? And never figured it out that you needed to buy something extra because I was a bit thick.
Oh, I think I almost got one of those, but then the Wii came out and I got a Wii. Goodbye,
The
goodbye.
Wii was revolutionary, man.
Yeah, I sort of miss those days.
Yeah.
I feel like the Switch is revolutionary in its own right, but it just doesn't have the sort of.
The Switch was what a lot of people thought the Wii U was going to be.
Yeah, I
Because they
remember
thought,
that.
oh, okay, gamepad, so I can play it on here or I can play it on the TV. And I think Nintendo sort of picked up on that and went, oh dear, that's not what that is, but we'll make that.
Yeah, I can see that.
Like, I wasn't really bothered about the Switch to start with, because I'd even said, like, I'm not really that bothered about getting one at the minute, like, because usually I try and get stuff, like, the moment it comes out. But, I was like, I'm not really bothered about Switch, and then I saw that, there was going to be no more Wii U games made. I was like, oh, okay, great, guess I better get a Switch. And how can I forget Animal Crossing?
Of course.
Animal Crossing, I love Animal Crossing so much.
First game console you played. What is the first game console you played?
I think the first games console I played would have been the PlayStation 1. But the first games console that that was mine was the GameCube. But no, because I remember playing Bugs Bunny and Taz. It was either Something Through Time or Time Busters, something like that. I used to play that with my dad all the time, so he'd play as Bugs Bunny and I'd play as Taz. So yeah, I think it was Bugs Bunny and Taz Time Busters, something like that.
I remember that. There was a
And I
demo
remember
for it.
there was the Mickey Mouse game as well, where it was like a platformer, and the first one you played through was Steamboat Willie. There was the ESPN Extreme Sports, where you could kick other people over, and that was really good. I used to play that with my dad all the time as well. So I'd always I'd always ride the bike, and I'd just kick people, and you just hear oomph, and this like really weird sound of somebody hitting the floor.
So thank you for the raids, JC Hawk. Hello.
Hello, Raiders. Hello. How you, Duck? How you doing, fam?
You're right, Duck.
Can I come to your gaff?
Oh, is gaff a Scottish thing?
I don't know. I know it means like, can I come to your house or whatever, or can I pop over, or can I come over or something. It's like, can I come to your gaff?
Oh yeah. There's so much what they called
Slang.
yeah, there's loads of slang in the UK.
There is. Even I don't understand half of it, and I'm from the UK. So.
If you excuse me, I have to do a wah 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 detecting raiders. Wah 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 wah. Doing good. How are you? We're doing pretty good. We're just interviewing peaches, finding out the differences of possums and opossums. And Dodin has redeemed something that I always forget to turn off, and I apologize in advance, but I have to do an armpit fart.
That's fine by me. It came up earlier that I could redeem that. I was like,
oh no. Well, if you excuse me for a moment.
Oh, I'm well looking forward to this.
Oh.
That is impressive.
Thank you. I got kicked out of class so much. I'm always like, should I get rid of that redeem? But people enjoy it, so might as well keep it.
Oh, that's brilliant. Oh my god.
I think I did have someone once that thought it was going to be a sound playlist, but yeah.
Oh, that's impressive. That's a talent. Keep that.
I hope Una was here. She's a big fan of the farts.
Oh, well, that didn't surprise me.
Thank you, top tier fart. Yeah, JC, how was your stream? What were you doing? But yeah, what were we talking about? I forgot. Consoles, GameCubes.
Yes, yeah, because you'd asked about what I would. Oh yeah, because you say what was the first game console I actually played, and I was on about how there was like ESPN Extreme Sports that we used to play on it. There was the Mickey Mouse game, the Bugs Bunny and Taz Time Busters, stuff like that.
All that good stuff. Oh, Chivalry 2, Final Fantasy 14. I assume that's 14. I can't read Roman numerals. It's pretty good.
I remember also with I remember when there was the PS2 that came out and like the GameCube was there. They said that Resident Evil 4 was like a GameCube exclusive. It also ended up on PS2, and then it ended up on the Wii, and then on the I'm pretty sure it ended up on PlayStation 3 at some point, PlayStation 4. They're now remaking it as a VR game for the Quest. It's also on the Switch, and it's like the most exclusive game that's ever existed.
Well, I guess it was limited exclusive. But...
Oh, I love Resident Evil 4. It's one of my favourites anyway, so I'm happy to see it loved so much.
I think I tried playing it when I was younger. And I got to where you have... Is it Ashley, her name is?
Yeah, I cosplayed her, actually. Yeah.
It doesn't seem too hard to do her outfit. It seems pretty good.
The only thing that I actually the main difficulty of doing her outfit, it's very simple. But finding a turtleneck orange jumper without sleeves has to be one of the hardest things I've ever tried to find, other than Heather's jacket for Silent Hill 3. I ended up just buying one and cutting the sleeves off and hemming it myself. And then there was sorting out the jumper, which I tried embroidery first, and then I ended up painting the details on. And the skirt was a dress actually that it turned into a skirt, and then I just got some riding boots for the boots and made my own belt. So she's quite simple to actually do. And I think one of the best parts about it was I was trying to find a bracelet that I could turn into the one that she's got with all the little jewels going around it. And I couldn't find a bracelet that was suitable, so I ended up getting a religious Jesus bracelet that had all these like images of Jesus and all like the Christianity sort of stuff, turning it inside out and then gluing plastic gems to the back of it.
Thanks, Jesus.
Which is probably not the best idea, but you know what? It's fine.
That gives you a blessing. It's like
It does.
You're blessed cosplay.
But yeah, Ashley. Oh, the escort stuff with Ashley. It's Resident Evil 4 is one long ass escort mission.
It's why I stopped playing.
Accidentally shot her in the back of the head.
Yeah, accidentally. Yeah, of course. But yeah, there's a lot of good stuff. You seem to have a lot of skills.
Thank you.
A lot of hobbies outside streaming, which I think is very important. I think you don't want to make streaming your entire life.
Yeah, no, I'd get so burnt out easily if I did. That's why I'm trying to sort of keep it as less of like a career thing, because I know like a lot of people want to do it as a career, and that's great. You know, if you want to do that, you go for it. Do what makes you happy. But I know for a fact if I tried to make it a full-time thing, I would get burnt out like so quickly. At least how I am right now. Maybe in the future, again, that might change because the future is very uncertain. Can't predict anything. But yeah. So I get so burnt out so quickly.
Burnout is a real thing to keep an eye out of.
Yes, it is. People think, oh, it's just burnout, it'll be fine. But no, burnout can happen with literally anything, and it is one of the hardest things to come back from.
It's much easier to take a break and then come back to it later, rather than pushing on and then you'll have to end up needing a much longer break.
Very much so.
What is a time limit you can stream with in one go?
Oh God, I just went on holiday for two weeks, so I think I managed nearly 2 hours since I've come back. Endurance streams are not for me. I would never manage to do an endurance stream. I'm just not capable, unfortunately. But again, that's right now. That might change, but no, I don't have the stamina to. But the longest I've ever gone for was actually a collab with Lausian and Zero Chi. and we played Sea of Thieves for 4 hours and 55 minutes. And
Ah,
by the end of it, I was like, I'm just gonna go to sleep in the dining chair because I don't want to move now.
oh no, too
And
much sea air.
that was awful, honestly. Like I enjoyed it, but how I felt afterwards and towards the end, I was so tired. I can't deal with it. I don't have the stamina for like long streams. So an endurance stream would also be something I'm probably not really capable of doing.
Hmm. That brings up an interesting question of I've spoken to some people and they say that streaming gives them energy. And then for other people it takes energy for streaming. Which camp are you in?
I think it depends. It can go either way. It depends what I'm playing. Like if I'm having like a really lethargic day, then streaming will possibly give me energy. Like especially if I have an active chat. Like if I have some form of like interaction and like not encouragement as such, but
Hmm.
it's like when you spend your time with a little kid and you're encouraging them and I don't know what the word is again, and okay, goodbye controller. But I don't know what the word is, it'll come to me later. But like if I have plenty of interaction and stuff, then it will give me energy because I feed off of other people a lot.
Hmm.
Like it's something like even in person, I always feed off other people. So it's like if the atmosphere is quite low, it will make me quite low. Or if there's like a lot of energy going around, it'll give me so much energy. So I think it honestly depends what I'm playing and what I'm doing. So like it's like with Sea of Thieves, it's like great to start with, and then like if we're just sort of like sailing along somewhere and we're not really going anywhere to do anything specific, which is maybe gathering treasure, I get a bit lethargic
Hmm.
because Peach's confirmed energy vampire. Yeah, call me Colin Robinson. But yeah, it just depends because like Animal Crossing, I'll probably get a little bit about that eventually. But then there'll be
Hmm.
stuff like Sonic Adventure 2 that'll give me so much energy. Or if I'm playing Phasmophobia, I will have energy to play that for hours. Like it just honestly it depends. But a lot of the time I do start with a lot of energy and slowly lose it because I am a tired person. I won't lie. But yeah, so it's I don't really think I put myself in either. I think I'm a bit of a switch, really.
I can see that. Chat definitely does keep you going though.
Oh,
I can
absolutely, absolutely.
I think everyone feels that probably to some degree. It's pretty good. Thank you, chat, for supplying us with energy. Oh, energy drink, Monster Energy, or Boomer Juice, as I called it on one stream.
Boomages.
Yeah, especially the white one is Boomer Juice.
I feel like I need context for this.
Um, so there's that meme of the guy drinking Monster Energy Ultra, I believe it's called, and
Right.
like the idea is that he's a boomer, so I called it Boomer Juice. Uh,
Okay.
I think I was trying to be in character and trying not to say energy drink, and I ended up just saying Boomer Juice.
Whatever floats your boat. I mean, it's fair enough. It's fair enough.
It gives me energy.
Greetings, champion.
Kyle
Ah,
consumption.
thank you, Honey Panda. Welcome to the Adventure Guild.
Honey, it's honey.
Ah, you know Honey?
Yes, I love honey like so much.
Honey Panda Bunny.
Yes, I love her like my own little sister. Honestly.
Ah, hello, hello. How's it
Yeah,
going?
actually, it links back into cosplay. I met her at my very first convention that I went to.
Ah,
So I've known her for like God, it's 9 years soon. It'll be soon be 9 years, and it'll be 10 years next year that I'll have known this girl. I'm like, oh my god.
the passage of time comes for us all.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Bring back the days of 2010 and Rage Comics. That's what I want.
Yeah. Oh yeah, please. When times were simpler.
Oh, much simpler times.
When memes used to be the troll face and lol.
La, 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 la.
It was a simpler time, honestly.
Ah, and now memes are so complicated. Uh, thank you, honey. Thank you. Um, yeah, Halo the lads, Halo 3. Oh, ODST. Good times. Good times. Um, Now, I guess kids now just reminisce about like the mid 2010s, right?
Oh God, stop
I
it.
mean, there's potentially people that were born after the year 2000 and they are parents.
Yeah, I know. I don't like it. Stop. Makes me sad.
People were born after the theatrical release of Star Wars Episode 1: The Phantom Menace, and that hurts me. Where has time gone? Where has time
It's
gone?
like, honestly, you sit there and you think anybody born after 20, like after 2000, like, oh, you're only 12, and it's like, no, people born in 2000 could be 21. What do you mean?
They're kids. It's still our time. We're not old yet.
Just like I'm gagging about it.
No. A hard question. Hit us with the hard question. We'll see if Peaches can answer it.
Oh God, as long as it's not maths.
Unfortunately, I don't think I'll allow any maths questions.
Thank God for that.
So that's too much brain work. Kids these days. Fortnite event. What? What's Fortnite? Unfortunately, I know what Fortnite is.
I wish I didn't know what Fortnite is.
I mean, it's good in a way because it babysits all the kids, so they're not playing other games.
Yeah, true.
And then they now got basically every universe is now related to Fortnite.
Yeah,
Even
they've
got
made some good money out of that game.
Oh yeah, I mean it's so much that they can afford to just pay millions to a game and give it away for free.
Yeah, like big props to the company behind it, just in general for like they've managed to capitalize really, really well with it.
It's funding a lot, so I like it that way. What would you have done if none of the current plans would have backfired? That is a very question. What would you do?
Okay, so what would you do if our current plans are backfired? I don't really know because my current plan's really just being a VTuber in general. Like, I don't feel like being a VTuber could really backfire as such because, you know, it's pretty like I don't know. It's like it's not simple, but it's a pretty simple concept.
It's very hard to
like, and I think the only thing that's really backfired on me so far is actually the current world situation, because I was going to audition to perform in Six on the West End. So I was going to audition for that, but then the current world situation happened, and that kind of put everything to a halt. Well, if you'd not been a VTuber, I don't know, because I'd probably just still carry on with my cosplay stuff and all that jazz, but I think I don't really know, see, because I'm not very good at these sort of what if sort of things.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to imagine some stuff.
Yeah, stuff that isn't happening. Like, you know, I can imagine stuff that could happen, but to imagine something not happening is like near impossible for me.
You don't want to become a famous Shakespearean actor?
No, I want to be on the West End, absolutely. Like, I want to perform in musicals and that, but you know, it's a hard industry to get into. So.
Yeah, there's.
Oh no, don't be sorry about your questions, babe. It's giving us content. Don't worry about it.
They work. No, it's just some of them are hard to answer.
Yeah, but no, I would absolutely like my biggest thing would be to be a performer, which by VTubing I guess I technically am doing, you know, because I'm still playing a character, I'm still performing in a way, I'm entertaining, so that's you know that makes me happy. Entertaining or performing in some way is what makes me happy. So if it weren't this, I'd be doing something else to entertain.
That's entertainment. What about me? That's a difficult question. I'm not really sure, because I started streaming at the beginning of the year, and that's taken up quite a lot of my time. I suppose I wouldn't be doing much, to be honest, because of the pandemic, so I guess not doing much. Although I have started looking into... Oh, no, that is copyright music. I do not want that playing. what was I about to say? I've started looking into making 3D models, so
Mm,
that's going on in the background. Might as well use some of the skills I learned in uni. Um,
nice.
so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, it's kind of hard at the moment. Like a lot of my focus is on VTubing and streaming. So
Mm.
okay, most
Like,
important question. What's
like
that?
I still work as well, so it's
There's a lot of life to balance.
yeah. That's one of the things that made it hard. Originally when I started VTubing, because I was like, well, I don't really know how to put a schedule together. I'll probably only just do a little bit here and there, and I'll play whenever I feel like it. And I was like, okay, then I'll maybe do Mondays and Wednesdays, and now it's ended up being Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Tuesdays. I'm like, oh, okay.
More days, more streams. Are you happy with what you do?
Absolutely, absolutely. Like, I get to sit around in my pajamas with a blanket, and I get to talk to people and play the games I want to play and just immerse myself in it, be somebody else for a little bit in everything that's happening in the world right now, because that is depressing enough, man. So, yeah, honestly, I'm more than happy doing it because it allows me to actually take a break. It's kind of the same with cosplay. It just it gives you a break from the real world for a while.
Mm. It's a good mix of a lot of different things as well by adding VTubing
Mm.
on top of just streaming. No need to make us jealous.
Ah, sorry.
Well, most people can become VTubers, so
Mm.
I encourage it. Just start streaming. That's the best way. But yeah, it's been almost 2 hours now, so I think we'll end
Yeah.
soon.
So,
Um,
God, it
so if
doesn't feel it
anyone,
though, does it? It's
yeah, time flies when doing stuff.
I talk a lot, so that doesn't help.
Oh, it helps a lot. More content in it.
Ah, yeah, true.
Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum. Yeah, so if anyone has any last minute questions, feel free to ask. If you have any questions, Peaches, feel free to ask.
No, I don't think I'm really bad at asking questions, man. I'm always like, I can never come up with anything. It's always been the same. It's like even when you're playing Truth or Dare, I can't come up with dares. I'm
Oh,
just useless. I'm honestly so bad at
no worries. Good job. Asking questions is my job. Feel free to ask, Bandit. As I ask Peaches the final question of tonight,
it.
which is who do we want to raid?
Oh, let me have a look who's on.
If you could choose a game to collab,
Oh, there's
what would it be?
I see Komori Mojo's on. Funny,
I could
funny.
raid them. What happens if I type that in? I imagine it doesn't
I,
work.
I wonder actually. Yeah.
Slash raid. You cannot raid your own channel. Oh, damn it.
Ah.
Been foiled. They fought ahead.
Okay, people that I can see that are on.
That's a difficult question. If you could. Well, my old answer would be D&D. However, when I started looking into it, there's a lot of extra planning that goes into D&D streams. So I think I'll stay away. Plus, this streaming is a nice break from DMing, so I think I'll continue enjoying my break of D&D a bit more. D&D, yes, Dungeons and or Dragons, mostly Dungeons, sometimes Dragons.
I've popped the raid thing in the direct message.
We shall raid this
Yeah.
person.
She's the person that I mentioned earlier that was playing Sea of Thieves with Lau, and she's currently on. So,
well, we will raid them. I don't want to put it in just yet.
if I could choose a game to collab myself, I don't know. I really like playing like Phasmophobia with people because I love listening to people get scared.
Oh, okay.
Like, Phasmo doesn't bother me too much because I've always been into my horror stuff, like, always, always, always. The only time Phasmo ever actually scares me is if I play it with the VR headset on, because, oh my god, that... Oh.
Yeah.
Which I'd love to do that at some point, do a stream of me playing Phasmo, like, solo with the VR headset on, because all you'd hear is me screaming and crying, but to me, that's a good time, so...
Well, there you go. Have some fun with that. I think me and my friends wanted to play Phasmophobia, and for some reason I assumed the person in VR was the ghost, and everyone else was the like hunters.
I'd love a game like that. Like, there is something, oh
Like you turn.
god, get something chase something. Haunt Chaser, I think it's called, where it's not in VR, but you have a team of people who have to go around and solve puzzles. It's kind of like Dead by Daylight with puzzles. So you go around, solve puzzles, try and do what you can, and one person plays this ghost thing that captures people, and then people who have been captured and who are buried and put in graves, sort of things, they can find things out. I don't know the full thing, but then they can communicate with the living a little bit to tell them what grave they're buried in, so they can tell them the name, and then you have to find the name on whatever, like, not like mausoleum, but like the tomb, like whatever tomb, you have to find the name and you can dig them out from there. But yeah, that's very that'd be good. But like, there's a lot of games like Phasmophobia that have come out as well. Like, so there's Obsidio, there's Ghost Hunting Corps. So it's a lot of stuff like Phasmophobia, and I think it's actually given Phasmo the kick up the arse it's needed to start developing itself a little bit more, because it did get kind of stale, but you know, it's still in early access. It was a one-person thing, so it was just the single guy behind all of Phasmo, which was really, really good. He's got another couple of people in, so he's got a bit more of a development team behind it now, and there is new like evidence, new equipment. Everything looks a bit nicer. Like, they're putting their own stamp on things by using their own models for like torches and stuff, and like they really are starting to improve it, so I'm excited to see how, like, where Phasmophobia goes. But yeah, Phasmophobia is probably one of my favorite games to like collab ever.
It does seem pretty good. Hopefully, I am excited to see the future of it. I still haven't played it properly yet. Maybe one day.
I mean, if you ever want to play it, I'm down.
Maybe. I have to learn how to play.
I can teach you how to play. It's quite simple actually. So if you ever want to learn how to play it and want to play it, then even if it's like not on stream, just drop me a message, because I will definitely play with you.
I'll let you know. Maybe in October.
Maybe.
Spooky map. But yeah, we're gonna start the raid soon. So thank you everyone for coming. Thank you, Peaches, for coming.
I've really, really enjoyed it.
It was a pleasure. Very good interview. When is your next stream?
Tuesday.
Tuesday, and what will you be streaming?
It's actually a Phasmophobia collab.
So this entire stream was advertising for next week.
No, God, no. But yeah, I'm playing Phasmo on Tuesday with Lausie Ashbourne and another VTuber called Little Miss Houndoom. She's really cool. And then I'm not too sure what's going on the next couple of days. Still sorting out whether there's going to be a collab there or if it's just going to be on my usual schedule. But then on Friday I will be having my debut. So
everyone go watch Peaches on Friday. Big model reveal.
Hey, how are you doing? Shut up, Lausian.
But yeah, thank you all for coming. The raid is about to end. I hate this raid timer. It stresses me out so much.
It's so stressful, isn't it? Because you get to about a quarter and you're like blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, click the little bell icon, comment if you have whatever. But yeah, bye-bye.
Bye.